My name is Abdulfatah, Otori. You probably would have heard that on Radio Nigeria. For those of you who haven't, please remember the name, because I intend to be more. I grew up in Kogi State. So I'll be speaking to that man who said, growing up or working in Kogi State, he has loads of difficulties. It happens everywhere. You heard the comedian. He talked about Radio Nigeria. That's where I work. Primary, secondary school, Ajaokuta, Kogi State. University, Kogi State University. Growing up in Ajaokuta, there was this subtle competition, rivalry amongst parents. Every parent wanted his child to be the best, academically and otherwise. I am one of those kids today, that you would see then and say, Asusa Sujanema. I remember my vice principal's daughter saying to me that her father said she should not be my friend. My dad, at some point he got mad and he said to me, tomorrow I will take you to court to swear an affidavit. We will change your name from Otori to Saliu. Spoil my own name. Don't spoil my father's name. We took time to build the name. It still did dawn on me. By the way, my dad is seated here. It still did dawn on me until I repeated SS1. That is a teacher. So I repeated SS1. What most teachers will do, or what most parents will do, is scold you, flog you, and all that stuff. But what did my father do? My father took me to buy new school uniforms, new school bag, and said, this way people won't know that you repeated the class. It's SS1, people are coming. So you two join them, but be serious. Now a teacher said to my father, okay, Ovoha, Ona Setamba, Avuja Umea. Your child is as useless as my left hand. And my father came to the house, very sad. I still carry my oversabi, asked him what the problem was, and he told me. That marked the turning point. By the way, that teacher today listens to radio or sees me on TV, or there's a movie going on, he sees my face, and he calls my father, Ujiya, make I proud. But what am I saying? I had all of these difficulties. At the point where I realized that I needed to change, I started remembering that it's not as if they didn't train me well, or they hadn't been telling me these things. My dad has 3 very special quotes. In fact, my mom will always check your school bag when you're going home. My dad had this portrait in my room, Abraham Lincoln's quote, and it read, I will study and wait. I would study, prepare, and wait, and the opportunity will come. So my dad kept hammering on the fact that you must give to take. It doesn't just come. So prepare. And then he said, there are more than 100 million people. There are billions of people around the world, but you are unique. Don't try to follow that man's child. And so, we started learning gradually. I knew I wanted to do this. I wanted to do media. I wanted to be in the face of people, talk to people, be able to reach out through my voice. I have a great voice, by the way. So, I got in secondary school, I was a member of the think tank club, was theater communications. I got into university to study theater arts. Went into NYSC, I chose dance and drama because I wanted to learn more about this that I have chosen to do. Got my first job at the National Theatre. Was there for a while. And I remember that my father would always say that, my mom also, any familiar year, yes, any professional. So he wanted law, said if it's not law, then at least let's be hearing you on radio or seeing you. I said, okay. And so I came back when the Radio Nigeria opportunity came. And from the first day I got into the job, I knew I wanted to be more. So I picked a few people that I wanted to sound like, be like, not be. Mentorship. The young man who said, what can we do differently? Mentorship. A lot of youths, younger ones, don't want to learn. They just want to be there. But it's a process. You heard Inya, you heard Faiza, you heard Prince. It's a process. So, I started reading the commentary to myself. I had a friend in Enugu, I'd voice and send to this friend. She'd listen, make corrections, and send back to me. I was building myself. And it got better. In less than 2-3 years on the job, I was reading commentary for Radio Nigeria. Within 3 years, I was reading the news, network news. Now, there's a temptation when you start reading the network news. There's a temptation to say, oh, I am there. I've arrived. I'm reading the network news. It's enough now. But no. In being more, first things first, you must be intentional. Is this what I really want to do? First of all. Am I being forced to do it? Am I doing it to satisfy my parents? Just like Sanusi, whose father went to school and said he has to do sciences. I tried sciences, by the way, SS1. That's the root of that failure, repeating a class. Don't laugh now. So, be intentional. Convince yourself, this is what I want to do. And if it's what you really want to do, then please go ahead and do it. Then be original. Be original because there are 7.8 billion people in the world or counting. There's just one version of you. So I'm listening to Inya Ode present, and oh, I love her voice. But what is she doing differently that's making her stand out? Okay, I want to imbibe that. What don't I like about her? Okay, I'll take that off. But I am me. I am Abdulfatah Otori. So be original. Don't try to sound like any other person. Be yourself. Then take initiative. There'll always be problems. Very recently, something happened at the office, and my zonal director called me to her office. My boss was very upset. And so I went, I've covered for people a lot of times now. Why are you taking this? And she said, you're remembered for your last deed. So, be your evaluator. Keep prepping yourself. When you do good, tap yourself. People won't tell you when you do good. But tap yourself and say, oh, a step in the right direction. When you do wrong, be sincere to yourself and get better. Learn from people. Mentorship. Okay, that's hanging. Okay, be ready to learn. Yes, you die the day you stop learning. That's one I also took from my father. He says, the day you feel that you have arrived, the day you feel that you are at the peak of your career, there's nothing else to look forward to. That's the day you begin to die. Because we heard questions from different people today, very intelligent questions. And you know, what that does to me is it preps me. It tells me there are kids coming and these guys ain't playing. So when you feel that you have arrived and, I read network news now. There's some guy who can do better than you. He just doesn't have the opportunity. And that opportunity will come. We've talked about the fact that the world is a global space. The internet allows for that opportunity now. So people can actually be in their rooms, record. I said diversify. Mono economies have never tried. There are chances that competition will overwhelm you. Healthy competition is good. When it's unhealthy, it is bad for you. Oh, I want to be where things is. I want to be where Far Israel is. I want to also come on this stage and say, oh, I went to Lake Chad. Through my job. But you know, that doesn't mean that I should envy her. But I want to be like her. So, when I talked diversifying, I looked at myself, for instance. There are times where, the business part of this job now, there are times where being an MC is not paying. Why? There's competition in this field. So, there are a whole lot of people who are doing what you're doing. Oh, I'm an Ebira MC. I think I have swag. Atika is there. Zuleha Maman is there. Inyaude is there. So what am I doing differently? I will do voiceover. Okay, voiceover is not paying. But I will go back to stage and act. All in the same field. But don't put yourself in a box. The first speaker says, unbox yourself. Take yourself out of that box. And you can be more. And most importantly for me, in whatever it is that you do, stay humble. Stay humble. Humble enough to learn. Humble enough to know who is above you or who is doing better than you that you can tap from. It mustn't necessarily be material things. Knowledge. And it'll pay off someday. A lot of us in the media space make this mistake of wanting to sound like we're abroad people. Your boss told you that, yeah? BBC, I'm sorry, a round of now. BBC media would come to Nigeria and get a correspondent in Nigeria. Why? Because they want you to sound like the people. Call the names, indigenous names, as it should be. If you anglicize Otori and call it Otori, I'll sue you. So please, be original, anticipate problems, be focused, be humble, and you can be more. My name is Abdulfatah Otori. Remember it.